guys, Ralph here, and welcome to True Power Trumpet Fitness on this terrific Tuesday here in Connecticut. Life's good, man. Just got in from a bike ride. I'll be teaching all afternoon. Hot double C's are flying. Doesn't get much better than that. Anyway, you saw the thumbnail. My love affair with the 1SB. I've had a handful of guys that are thrilled with the 1SS, the 1SC, and all this sort of stuff. I've been selling a lot of mouthpieces this summer. And actually my new shipment should be in any day. So you guys that have on certain things on back order and everything, I will be getting in touch with you soon. Anyway, let me honk a little bit. I have played earlier this morning. I haven't played in a while, but let's see what we got. And we'll talk about my love affair with the 1SB. Anyway, hellacious double C's, a little caressing the baby with the Haydn, some Tartini, even with a stuck valve, and all on a 1SB with no warm-up in between. Why? It's the same mouthpiece. Is the compression different from trumpet to trumpet? Sure. But that is what you should be able to do with a perfectly balanced mouthpiece. And for my money, there is only one in the history of mouthpiece manufacturing that can make those claims. Now, here's the deal. Between studying with Vacchiano for 4 years and multiple years after that, dropping in for lessons before auditions and all that sort of stuff, and being Jerry's guinea pig, not to mention all the other stuff that I've tried, I don't know if anybody has tried too many more mouthpieces than I do. Okay? 95% of everything I tried with Vacchiano was a Bach of some sort. And they were all ruined. I'm not going to say ruined. They were, how can you put this? They were altered. They were in an altered state. A 1 1/4 C bored out, a 10 1/2 C with a open throat, stuff like this, okay? And every single week, we would either get a new mouthpiece altogether, or just play with the, he used to go with a little penknife, and used to open things up himself. Let me see that sound like. Just a couple scrapes. Sound like this stuff cuts like butter. Anyway, and Jerry's mouthpieces, literally every single one of them that came out, I tried. Oh, one more thing. I got a email from a friend of mine, Terry Surgery, which I'm going to leave down below, that Jerry's books, his older books, are now available on Q Press, I'm not even sure. I'll leave all the information down below. Okay? I have nothing to do with it, but if that's something you like, be my guest. I have most of them around somewhere. I think I'd like to get the original Trumpet Yoga, if that is available. Now, the only thing I want you to keep in mind, guys, if for sentimental sake and going back and look at, the good old days, that type of thing, great, get them. And too bad, I didn't have Jerry autograph them before he died. But I want you to keep in mind, guys, every single one of these books, as far as Jerry's protocol is concerned, is obsolete. He did not do that anymore by the time he died. Okay? So don't think you're going to go back, well, in the book Beyond Arbin, he said this, and guys, he wasn't saying that towards the end. He got past that. Okay? And if he was still with us, he'd probably be well past what we're doing now. I don't think so. He was pretty much just fine-tuning it towards the end at the most. Ralph, try this. I don't know, Jerry doesn't. Okay, don't worry about it. You go on to something else. But those, tongue control embouchure and all that, I just said in a video just the other day, it's not what he was teaching. So don't get hung up on that. Don't, spend hours in front of the, a 30-year-old drawing. Because that's just what it is. Neanderthal compared to what he was doing. All right? Other than that, have at it. Have at it. Anyway, where was I? The 1SB. All the mouthpieces I've used, okay? And I'll tell you, my career with Jerry and Vacchiano overlapped, intertwined, to the point where sometimes between all those mouthpieces, man, and different little tweaks Jerry's doing with this, that, and the other thing, I didn't know one end was up. I didn't know what end was up, okay? And when I left the Mannes College of Music and was studying with him full-time, I went to Jerry full-time. There was about a year that I felt like I had to, even though I was absolutely convinced that Jerry was right, I had to take a step back to just be able to play without, okay? And I talked with Jerry about that. He was cool, and we still were friends and all this sort of thing. But as soon as I was done, I went back to Jerry full-time, okay? And all the while I'm doing this, I am every now and then dropping into Vacchiano just to say hello, and Broyles too. And if I was doing an audition or something like that. And there was one point that just before I got the job with the North Carolina Opera, I did run through all that stuff with Mel and Vacchiano. And it was one of Jerry's mouthpieces. It wasn't one of the stock ones. It was made specifically for what I was trying to do in his lathe out in Staten Island. And both Mel and Vacchiano gave me the okay on it. Okay? And I went and took a monster audition and got the job. So anyway, again, by the time that point, I'd gotten the okay with Vacchiano and Broyles. With one of Jerry's mouthpieces, it was pedal to the metal. Okay? And I was using them all. And I've told you this before. By the time, for the longest time, I was on the number 6. And I thought it was great. And it was great for 95% of what I was doing. It had a richness to it that the other mouthpieces didn't. But it didn't quite have the timbre that I was looking for. So I always kept a legit mouthpiece, one of Jerry's, in my case, just in case something came up and there was a blend problem or a stiffness problem, I needed a little more room or something like that. So right until the bitter end, before the 1S came out, I was playing 2 Calet mouthpieces to get by. Now, I've talked about the 1SS. The 1SS was originally the piece de resistance that Jerry thought was going to be it. He played 5 notes on it and knew it wasn't, sent it off to me. Now, I thought it sounded better than the 6 that I was playing. So I called him back and said, geez, you got something here. But the 1SB was completely 100% a mistake. Not even a mistake. There was a student of his that had been studying with for a long time, studying with Jerry for a long time, who could not play a legitimate high C. So he just took the 1SS and like cut it in half. I'm exaggerating here. I don't know exactly how much he did to it. But he just made a screamer for the 1SS. And sure enough, it came. Jerry played it a couple notes and he said, this is what I've been looking for. And he gave it to that guy. And in 24 hours, the guy is playing high Gs that he never played a high C before in his life. He sent it to me, Ralph, you're not going to believe this. I played it a couple days, well, 1 full day. I'll never play another mouthpiece. The reason? Not necessarily the double high Cs. I had them in abundance. But the fact that I didn't have to use the legit mouthpiece to play C trumpet, E flat, pick, guys, that was all a 1SB. That is where I fell in love with it. That is where I said, anybody can play any kind of music, no matter how big or small your lips are. If you're playing locked in like that, anybody can play this on any type of music, and it sounds better than any else. And guys, I know that sounds like I'm trying to sell mouthpieces. And the fact of the matter is, guys, I am trying to sell mouthpieces. I want you guys to have the greatest mouthpiece in the history of mouthpiece manufacturing. I do believe that, 110%. And if you don't, I don't care. My channel. Guys, I do believe that. And again, I have all these guys that are, they want the 3S, they want the 3SC, they want the 1SS, they want the 1SC. I'm telling you guys, I'll sell it to you. I'll sell it to you. But you want the 1SB. Eventually you want the 1SB. And I just told a guy today, he's over in the UK. If you want to look at his post from yesterday maybe. And he said he bought a used 1SS and he couldn't believe how great it played. And I said, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled that you did this, okay? Just keep in mind, the 1SB is much better. It just is. Anyway, that's it. We'll talk tomorrow. Eat and drink your fruits and vegetables and your starches and live your life with true power. Not the fake stuff, true power. Love you all.